on Sports Central tonight. Successfully defended. India delivers their third T20 World Cup title and second in a row with a stunning victory over New Zealand at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad.
Actually, it's India who win the World Cup. The first team to win back-to-back World Cups and the first host to win the T20 World Cup.
School cricket bowls. Multiple school cricket battles conclude over the weekend with the big match season now at its peak with many more ahead. Double champs. League champions CR and FC claim a hard-fought victory over Havelock Sports Club in the final encounter of the season to secure the prestigious Clifford Cup and emerge as double champions. And season opener. The season-opening Australian Grand Prix concludes with a spectacle in Melbourne as Mercedes and Ferrari showcase that they are among the front-runners in Formula One's new era.
To the inside, he's done it! What a start for the Ferraris! Charles Leclerc goes through, he climbs 3 positions and takes the lead from 4th on the grid.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Vinod Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Sports Central right here on Derana News Channel. Coming in from a weekend, we have an action-packed rundown as usual, and we begin the updates from the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. India delivered their third T20 World Cup title and second in a row with a ruthless 96-run victory over New Zealand in Ahmedabad. On the same ground, they wilted under pressure and expectancy 2.5 years ago against Australia in the 50-over showpiece. The host nation showcased an exceptional batting display once again to end their campaign in style.
What an unreal atmosphere.
The batting scorecard for India was quite different this time as the first 3 batters in the top order almost owned the game. Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma gave a flying start with the opening partnership reaching 98 runs in just 7 overs.
Straight up. I think he might have got enough on it. Yes, he has.
In just 21 balls, Abhishek Sharma scored 52 runs, giving the quick start India had in mind.
Brings up his half-century. It's come off just 18 balls.
But once again anchoring the total was the man in form Sanju Samson. He recorded his 3rd consecutive half-century, which again was cut just 11 runs short of a century. Him and Ishan Kishan continued the momentum with the number 3 batter also contributing 54 runs in 25 balls.
Now he goes straight. That has gone a long way back. Just went quiet for a little moment.
James Neesham was able to give the breakthrough, picking up the 2 crucial wickets. By the time Samson and Kishan fell, the score was past 200 with 15 overs done. Neesham was able to dismiss Indian skipper Surya Kumar Yadav for a first ball duck, and India slowly started to fall from their high run rate.
Surya Kumar Yadav. That's a brilliant catch.
But disappointing the Kiwis, Shivam Dube once again did his middle order job, smashing 26 runs in just 8 balls. With Dube's finishing touches, India gathered a total of 255 runs, losing 5 wickets.
It might be more, it'll be 4 more, and India finished 255. It's the kind of score that, if it is chased...
Chasing 256 was always challenging, but New Zealand had proven before that their batting lineup is also formidable. But the Indian bowlers had other plans as wickets started to tumble regularly, and New Zealand quickly stumbled to 72 runs for 5 wickets, with Aksar Patel being the major cause for the damage.
Well, it is a chance, and it is taken. Jasprit Bumrah. He's got his man Fuller.
Chops it on. He'd been bowling that hard length into the surface.
Tim Seifert, however, tried to launch an attack from the other end, but he lacked support and looked hard to meet the required rate. Skipper Mitchell Sadner too fought from the middle, but when Jasprit Bumrah accelerated his attack, it did not take long for New Zealand to get dismantled.
What a clean-up job. And another one where he's hit the stumps. That's it. He just makes a habit of it.
In the completion of the 19th over, New Zealand were bowled out for 159 runs, with India emerging as the champions of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026.
Ninth wicket goes down. And it's all done actually. It's India who win the World Cup for the third time. The first team to win back-to-back World Cups and the first source to win the T20 World Cup in their hometown.
Obviously very happy, but it'll take a little bit of time to sink in. We've just come out of a game and it was a good game, obviously, playing at home. Definitely when we wake up tomorrow and go back home, or I don't know where we are going, but it will be a special feeling. But yeah, very excited. Whatever happened in the last 2 years post 2024 T20 World Cup until today, I think it was unbelievable. And the feeling, I think, currently I don't know how do I share it, but it has been a wonderful journey.
Yeah, I guess it's not ideal losing semis and finals, but you know, like I said the other day, you get to this situation, you're coming up against teams that are also playing very good cricket. You know, India in a final in India is always going to be a challenge. We knew that. Definitely underdogs going into the game, and they showed their class again tonight. You know, you always have when you come up against a very good team in a final, you always want to do well, and I think we all know that we weren't at our best tonight, and if you aren't at your best against a very good team, you're going to be exposed, and that's kind of what we were tonight. So.
With that, let's move to the action coming in from school cricket boss. The annual one-day encounter between Thurston College and Isipathana College took place yesterday at the Pisara Oval Stadium in Colombo. Thurston College produced a strong all-round performance after batting first to take control of the game. Batting first, Thurston were bowled out for 182 runs in 45.2 overs, with Akendi always leading the charge with a fluent 66 of 61 balls, striking 5 fours and 3 sixers. He was well supported by Setru Fernando, who anchored the middle order with a patient 59 of 91 deliveries, including 5 boundaries. Hirushan Dias also chipped in with useful 24 runs. For Isipathana, Dimuthu Taruka was a standout bowler, claiming 4 wickets for 38, while Sanija Rahal picked up 3 wickets for 34. Yashindu Manisha added 2 wickets for 34 to keep Thurston under 200. In reply, Isipathana were dismissed for 123 runs in 40.1 overs. Tarun Pereira top scored with 46 of 61 balls with 7 fours and a 6, while Navidu Umed contributed a fighting 34 of 74 deliveries. However, the rest of the batting lineup struggled to build partnerships. The Thurston bowlers dominated the innings, with Akendi always completing an outstanding all-round performance by taking 4 wickets for 24 in 10 overs. Thanuka Paliyavadana provided excellent support with 3 wickets for 22, while Setru Fernando and Sanvedu Disanayaka chipped in with a wicket apiece. Thurston's disciplined bowling effort ensured that they recorded a 59-run win. Meanwhile, the annual traditional one-day encounter between Bomiriya Central College and Sri Rajasinghe College Kotikavatta was played at the Pisara Stadium in Colombo. Batting first, Bomiriya Central scored 156 all-out in 46.3 overs. Vidya Vanusara top scored with 40 runs, while Risith Ranmira made 38. In bowling, Sihat Nimsara bagged 3 wickets for 32 runs. However, chasing 157 to win, Sri Rajasinghe College were bowled out for just 138 runs in the 34th over. Yoshida Nuwantha top scored with 34 runs, while Risith Ranmira was the pick of the bowlers with 4 wickets for 42 runs. With this, Bomiriya Central won the encounter by 18 runs. Meanwhile, the second Battle of the Dreams, the annual big match between St. Aloysius College Goal and Holy Cross College Kalutara, concluded yesterday with the 3-day encounter ending in a draw. The game took place at the Galle International Cricket Stadium. St. Aloysius College invited opponents Holy Cross College to have a bat first, and they were only able to gather 125 runs before being bowled out. Osinda Silva was the only impactful scorer with 50 runs in 99 balls. Chanuka Sadev and Hibiru Nimtarana were the key destroyers for St. Aloysius, with Chanuka picking up 5 wickets and Hibiru claiming 4. In reply, St. Aloysius College scored 208 runs for their first innings. It was a combined effort, with the entirety of the top and middle order chipping in runs to bring up the total. However, the spotlight fell on Rusit Jayawardene of Holy Cross College, who claimed 6 wickets for 53 runs. Coming to bat their second innings, Holy Cross College lost some quick wickets in the beginning, but Rusit Jayawardene cemented his all-round portfolio with an unbeaten 66 runs off 164 balls, making sure his side survived the day. When the stumps were drawn on the third and final day yesterday, Holy Cross College were on 125 runs, losing 5 wickets, with the match ending in a draw. Moving on to more action coming from Inter-School Under-19 two-day tournament now. St. Savatius College Mathura and Lyceum Vattala recorded outright victories in their respective Under-19 two-day cricket encounters. Let's look at the action. A Super Bowl round performance by Sri Lanka youth cap Viran Shamudita helped St. Savatius College to record an innings and 55 runs win against Lumbini College in their Under-19 two-day encounter at the BRC grounds in Colombo. Batting first, the visitors totaled 350 for 6 in their first innings. Heshan Madhushankar top scored with 128 runs, while Viran Shamudita made 83 off 31 balls with 8 fours and 6 sixers. Risinukit Muka made 64. Yashod Kavindu bagged 3 wickets in bowling for Lumbini. The home team, who made 112 in their first innings, were bowled out for 183 runs in their second innings, conceding an innings win for the visitors. Shamudita completed a match bag of 10 wickets for 73 runs. Meanwhile, at Vattala, Lyceum International recorded their fourth outright win in the ongoing season. They defeated Thissa Central College Kalutara by an innings and 129 runs. Batting first, Lyceum International Vattala amassed 386 all out in their first innings. Jelon Gamage top scored with 96 runs, while opener Danidu Navaratna contributed with 84 runs off 63 balls. Tharusha Ranasinghe scored 57, while Mihisara Oshan contributed with 53 runs. Tharuka Di Silva bagged 5 wickets for 40. Thissa Central were bowled out for 149 runs in their first innings. Ashe Nishara top scored with 35 runs. Ravindu Vikasitha and Tharusha Ranasinghe bagged 3 wickets each in bowling for the home team. Then following on, the visitors were bowled out for 108 runs in their second innings. Netsara Yasmitha top scored with 42 runs, while Sadil Dias was the chief breaker with 7 wickets for 39 runs. Moving to rugby now, newly crowned league champion CRN FC claimed a hard-fought 12-10 victory over Havelock Sports Club in the final encounter of the 2025-26 rugby season to secure the prestigious Clifford Cup and emerge as double champions. The curtain came down on the season with this thrilling finale capping off what has been one of the most competitive and exciting rugby seasons in recent memory. The Clifford Cup final clash between traditional rivals was expected to be a close affair, and it lived up to the expectation despite not being an enthralling high-scoring encounter. Havis fly half Samuel Madhuwanta opened the scoring in the 4th minute of the game by putting over a penalty to take a 3-0 lead. Although Madhuwanta had a chance to double the lead within minutes, the experienced fly half fluffed the opportunity. Informed Tenuka Kara then put over 2 decisive penalties to give the home side the lead. At Lemon, CR was leading 6-3. The second half saw both the sides missing out on number of scoring opportunities, and the shorelines remained unchanged at the hour mark. In the 61st minute of the final, Tenuka Kara was on the score sheet once again by putting over his third penalty to extend CR's lead to 6 points. While Havelocks fluffed their chances to bridge the gap, Tenuka Kara put over his 4th penalty in the 72nd minute to give CR a 12-3 lead. As home side was heading towards a memorable win, on the 76th minute, Havelock Sports Club was given a penalty try for repeated infringements by CR, and the scores went up to 12-10. However, despite some tense moments, CRN FC prevailed in the dying stages and won the game in style. Havelocks, who finished 3rd in the league, completed the season as runners-up in the Clifford Cup tournament. Moving to some tennis updates now, China and South Korea qualified from Asia to the World Team Wheelchair Tennis Championship. The finals of the World Team Cup Qualifier Wheelchair Tennis Tournament concluded in Colombo yesterday. The World Team Cup Qualifier Wheelchair Tennis Tournament was held at the SLTA courts at Green Path in Colombo. The tournament, which began last week, was held for 5 days. Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, South Korea and Chinese Taipei vied for honours in the men's competition. China, Kazakhstan, India and South Korea took part in the Women's World Qualifier Wheelchair Tennis Tournament. South Korea emerged winners in the men's tournament, while Sri Lanka were the runners-up. In the women's final, China defeated South Korea. The World Team Cup Wheelchair Tennis Championship will be held in the USA in September 2026. We are heading into a short commercial break from our Derana Sports Central. More sporting highlights coming right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Central right here on Derana News Channel. We are moving to the updates coming from the 2026 Men's Six Nations. Scotland annihilated French Grand Slam dreams with a stunning 7-try victory at Murrayfield that blew the Six Nations Championship wide open. At the final whistle, the scoreline stood at 50-40 in favour of Scotland. In a staggering contest of 13 tries and 90 points, Gregor Townsend's men were astonishing in every way until a madcap endgame that saw France run a battery of tries. The Scots landed 7 scores and half a century of points against the previously imperious but now seriously regarded French. Darcy Graham put them ahead early. Louis Belbari scoring in his 9th consecutive Six Nations match, and Theo Adiscobe hit back in a rapid order to seemingly put French in control.
The Scots are appealing for something. Making the tackle there. There's Jalibert onto Ramos. That man Biel-Viere. The chip inside, and look at this. That was a work of rugby art.
But however, Steyn and Pierce Showman scored before the half was out. Then Ben White darted over early in the new half, followed quickly by Steyn and Graham, each for their second of the match.
The angle, the speed, and the step, made to look so easy. Schumann is over it. Schumann! Has he got it down? The Scots think so, and so crucially does the referee.
Tom Jordan added his 7th as France reeled 47-14 after just over an hour, and then 50-26 when Finn Russell banged over a penalty.
And Scotland have got a half-century on France.
France came back with a set of tries late on and claimed what could provide a decisive bonus point, but it was too little too late for this game. This was a glorious day for the Scotland players as Dublin awaits the final day. The French still have it in their hand, however, as a bonus point win over England in Paris will retain their title. But anything less opens the door for Scots and potentially even the Irish.
Scotland have beaten France by 50 points to 40.
Moving to the Formula 1 grid, George Russell won the season-opening Australian Grand Prix to get his World Championship bid up and running as Mercedes overcame a gripping early challenge from Ferrari to finish first and second in Melbourne. Kimi Antonelli finished second after recovering from a poor start, with Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and third Lewis Hamilton on fourth. It all began with home favourite Oscar Piastri plunge into the wall, resulting in him not participating in his home race as well as the season opener. The red lights went out quite quickly, with the season opener delivering a nail-biting thriller within the first 2 laps of the race. The entire grid shuffled from top to bottom, with Charles Leclerc taking the lead within seconds.
He didn't get a good launch, and Charles Leclerc's to the inside. He's done it! What a start for the Ferraris! Charles Leclerc goes through. He climbs 3 positions and takes the lead from 4th on the grid. Charles Leclerc, George Russell, then Isaac Hadjar are your top 3.
The battle for the race leader between George Russell and Charles Leclerc was something no one wanted to miss as it went down to the wire.
Now let's go bottom left with Max Verstappen, who's passing Valtteri Bottas in the Cadillac, and he takes the position. Out front, George Russell sweeps by, and the Mercedes man reclaims the lead on lap.
Lewis Hamilton carved his way to P3, with every position having a battle of its own. But the race turned on lap 11 when Isaac Hadjar's Red Bull broke down on track to initiate a virtual safety car period. Mercedes took the chance to pit both of their cars, including Antonelli, who had dropped back from the front row amid battery issues at the start and now ran 4th on the next lap, but Ferrari stopped neither of theirs. Leclerc and Hamilton instead pitted on lap 25 and lap 28 respectively in normal racing conditions, with Ferrari seemingly thinking they would have been unable to run to the finish had they changed tyres when Mercedes did. But despite their tyre advantage for the rest of the race, Mercedes' pace on older rubber was such that Russell and Antonelli were able to stay ahead and crucially avoid having to make another pit stop to secure Mercedes a 1-2. At the end, the Silvero strategy dominated the Ferrari plan, with both the Mercedes drivers placing P1 and P2 and Ferrari right behind on P3 and P4. The 2026 season makes its next stop in China in the coming weekend.
George Russell wins the Australian Grand Prix. It's a Mercedes 1-2 in a season opener for the first time since 2019, but they do seem to have a battle on their hands with Ferrari, who have led laps today, and they are separated across the line. Charles Leclerc completing the podium, Lewis Hamilton only 0.6 of a second behind.
Another short commercial break right here on Derana Sports Central. We'll return with more sporting highlights right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Central right here on Derana News Channel. We are moving to the tennis court now. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz began his Indian Wells campaign with a straight set victory to Grigor Dimitrov. Meantime, women's world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka is into the Indian Wells Open last 16 with a straight sets win over Romanian Jacqueline Christian. Alcaraz is off to a blistering 13-0 start to the season and won his 7th Grand Slam title at the Australian Open in January to complete the career Grand Slam at just 22 years old. Alcaraz accounted for the Bulgarian in 67 minutes with a 6-2, 6-3 win. The top-seeded Spaniard saved the only break point he faced while converting 3 of the 4 on Dimitrov's serve, finishing with 6 aces against 2 double faults. Next up for the two-time Indian Wells champion is a third-round clash with Frenchman Arthur Rinderknech.
6-2, 6-3.
Meantime, world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka eased into the Indian Wells Open last 16 with a straight sets win over Romanian Jacqueline Christian. The Belarusian needed just 71 minutes to wrap up a 6-4, 6-1 victory at the WTA 1000 event in California. Up next for Sabalenka in the round of 16 is fellow 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka of Japan. Finally tonight we have some Paralympic Winter Game updates. Now Italy claimed its first Paralympic title of the Milano Cortina 2026 Games thanks to Emanuele Peratone, who won the men's SBLL2 snowboard cross after a confidence performance throughout the day. With that, here's a quick wrap-up of the latest Paralympic Winter Game updates.
Life-changing injury could have meant the end of two-time Olympian Emanuele Perathone's sporting career, but today the home nation's hero secured Italy's first gold in the men's LL2 category. With a trailblazer of a Paralympic debut, he joins the rare few who have competed in both the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
What a day for Emanuele Peratone. Wow.
The men's LL1 was as competitive as ever. Despite Team USA's Noah Elliott looking to reclaim the title from China's Wu Zhongwei, he ended up falling short. Zhongwei struck gold to secure another medal for China. Continuing their earlier medal haul, China dominated the men's UL, with Li Jiaji defending his title and silver for his teammate Zhu Zhonggan. Aaron Farney of Switzerland completed the medal lineup to round off para snowboard for the day.
And with that, we come to the end of today's edition of Derana Sports Central. We value your feedback, so share it by email at feedback.atncenglish@derana.lk or by WhatsApp at 076-8057-933. Amash Fernando will join you next on World News Tonight. With that, I'm wishing you a very good night.